Hey, just a few days ago I published a video number 16 where I said that a good programmer always has to find a possibility to either contribute with the code to the project, to the code base, or find problems and defects in the code base and then contribute with bugs. And if you cannot go in any of those directions, then you're a bad programmer. And I got a few questions, a few comments on this video. Two of them I would like to answer. The first one from Ruslan sounds like that. He's saying, what if somebody will tell you to rewrite your monolithic application to microservices? You will pay for that without any doubt. And the second one, close to that, saying that Jason is commenting and saying that if you're using bug to refer also to general technical debt, then your policy seems reasonable. There are two processes in any software project which have to be separated, which have to be independent. The first one is reporting bugs, finding what's wrong in the code base, what's wrong in the documentation, in the testing, in the deployment mechanism, in DevOps infrastructure, in everything. And this reporting has to be done by everyone in the project: programmers, architects, DevOps engineers, testers, users. Anyone who has access to the source code and to the product should be able to report bugs and tell us what doesn't look the way they expect it to look. Incomplete functionality, it's a bug. Incomplete documentation, it's a bug. Slow processing of some data, it's a bug. Inefficient algorithm, it's a bug. Not enough unit testing, it's a bug. Not enough integration testing, it's a bug. A unit test is not stable, it's not predictable, it's a bug. Anything that doesn't look the way I want is a bug. A class name doesn't look self-explainable to me, it's a bug. The variable name is too short, it's a bug. It's too long, it's a bug. The static analysis is not strong enough, it's a bug. The formatting of this piece of code is not clean to me, doesn't look beautiful to me, it's a bug. That means that there's unlimited amount of bugs in the code base, because the more eyes are looking at the code, the more bugs there will be. Because each pair of eyes has their own view, has their own opinion about the product, about the code base. And that's great. We need those bugs. We need those bugs to be reported. We need our database of bugs and defects to grow. The more information we have there, the higher the potential quality of our code. Because we want to get that information first before our users will see those bugs and will experience defects in our product. So we want to encourage everybody to report bugs as much as possible. How do we do that? Depends on your project. In Zerocracy, we pay for bugs. It's the simplest, the most transparent, the easiest way to tell people that we need those bugs to be reported. You report it, we pay for it. Well, provided that bugs make sense. And now the question of Ruslan, he's saying whether I will pay for the bug, which sounds too crazy. If somebody is suggesting to completely change the architecture and move from the current structure of modules to a different structure of modules, would I pay for that? If the bug ticket is documented properly, is formatted properly, is explained properly, if the ticket is convincing me enough that the bug is there, I should definitely, being an architect, pay for it. And it doesn't matter what I will do with the bug later. That's the second part of the process. The first one is finding bugs, finding it, trying to break the software, trying to find where it's not perfect, trying to analyze it in any possible way and find bugs. The second step is deciding whether those bugs have to be fixed using our money. And that decision has to be made not by people who report bugs, not by programmers. That decision is made by money people. Product sponsor, project control board, the architect, the project manager. I don't know who those people are, but those people, they control the money. And these two groups of people, these two different processes, they should not overlap. We should not think about money when we report bugs. We just tell them that something is wrong. And then it's up to them to decide whether those problems should be fixed today, tomorrow, maybe in a year, maybe never. It's their decision. We don't care. All we care about is that we want to report that we found inconsistencies. The code in front of me doesn't look the way I expect it to look. I report it, and that's it. Pay me for my report, and I walk away. I don't care whether you're going to use that information in the future or you're going to throw it away. And then the second group of people show up, and they look at the reports, and they say, this half of reports, they're great, we paid for them, but we're never going to implement that. This is the technical debt which we are able and prepared to tolerate. We don't want to fix that. We're going to live with that. We're going to live with that problems, and we don't care. That's their decision. And then another half, for example, they decide, okay, now we're going to invest some money into that, into those bugs, and we're going to resolve them. And they should not be in the production code because it's our decision. It's a money decision. The first decision is technical. The second decision is financial. And they should not overlap. When programmers start thinking about whether I should report that bug, having in mind that our code base is not going to go to production in the next 2 months, so maybe it's not the right time to report a bug, that's a wrong thinking. It's not your job as a programmer to think about that. Your job is to tell them openly that there is a technical problem. And tell them about all technical problems. The more information you disclose, the better programmer you are. And ideally, in a proper management model, the management has to reward you for that, has to pay you for that somehow. We pay you in cash. In some other company, in some other team, there could be other mechanism of rewarding. But the programmer has to be rewarded for that. And the programmer, I'm repeating it, should not worry about what happens with the bugs reported. That's for the future. That's for the future financial group who's going to make that decision. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. See you later.